Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Secretary Richards. Glad you were here. You've covered a lot today. I'm on the Transportation Committee as well as Appropriations, so I want to go into a little bit more of a transportation-related question. With the, sounds like someone didn't listen to the chairman and silence their phone. Back to the issue with weather. I know weather is unpredictable, and I asked this question when we had you before the Transportation Committee. I know you can't predict it, and you know I feel for any motorist that's stranded for up to 20 hours. So I guess one question I have is, what sources do you use to gather weather information to make your decisions?
Sure. As you know, PennDOT had an issue several years ago and on I-78, and that was in Berks County. And we revamped and changed so many things, lots of lessons learned there. And one of the things is our relationship with our weather forecasters. So we have a contract right now. I get periodically, I probably got a couple while I was here, I get weather updates every 6 hours, every day, whether it's nice weather like it is today, it's beautiful outside, or whether we're expecting a historic snowstorm. I can call at any time, as well as any of my senior staff, to get an update. We can ask questions not just on what's expected. We can ask very detailed, what's the makeup of the storm? Is it a watery snow? Is it a heavy snow? Is it a light snow? How plowable it is? Where's the line in the storm? Do we think it's going, within a 30-mile area where we could be hit with heavy snow? Is it a tighter area? And we have what's called WebExes, where prior to every significant storm, and this could be a couple inches, but anything that's plowable and requires our equipment to be out, we have every single district, and we have 11 districts throughout the throughout the Commonwealth. They are on together. All of the maintenance directors are on together so that if a storm is hitting a certain area harder than others, we can make sure that we have personnel as well as equipment sharing, and we know where to make sure that we focus on the events. So we feel very well prepared, and we have the resources that we need. Also, as I'm sure you know, PEMA this year brought on a weather forecaster that is at their beck and call, and we found that to be extremely useful as well. It wasn't something we advocated for, but it has been extremely helpful to have Jeff Jumper there as well when we often meet at PEMA when we do these WebEx calls, and to have him there next to us to be able to ask questions at any time as well has been instrumental and really helped us definitely during Storm Jonas, as well as the last storm we had just a couple weeks ago.
And that weather forecaster, is that funded through PEMA, you say?
I know we don't contribute to it, so I believe it is funded through PEMA.
Okay, and I've been in a backup or two on the Turnpike when it wasn't weather related. Sometimes you have an accident that might block both lanes, or perhaps a vehicle on fire. And what I've noticed, oftentimes the roadway is completely blocked, the berms are blocked, and emergency vehicles, police, tow trucks can't get through. Is there a policy in PennDOT or at the Turnpike on what the best thing to direct motorists to do to leave a path for emergency vehicles?
It's hard to, and this is what we found, it's hard to communicate with the motorists at the time when they're in this position. And we're looking at ways now through social media, we have a relationship with Waze, and it's a back and forth with them as well. So we're looking at new ways to actually communicate with people who are stuck, and that's a tough thing to do. But yes, of course, we have protocols that we use as far as, how we respond. A lot of times for us, it's local responders first. It's the county emergency managers that are on the scene first. They coordinate with the state police and coordinate with our county folks in all of the PennDOT districts, and that's been working very well. In fact, the last incident it was on I-76, but this time in Lebanon County, there was a horrific accident, although it is amazing that only 3 fatalities. It was during a whiteout, literally where cars were traveling 65 miles an hour, and all of a sudden nobody could see. for several seconds. Huge backup, over 60 vehicles, and the coordination was just spectacular in getting everybody out and getting people out safely into shelters. So we do have that protocol. Again, a lot of the communication with state police and Piedmont allows us to do that, and we work with the Turnpike as well. We don't go onto the Turnpike property without them specifically asking us to do so. They maintain their 500 plus miles of Turnpike, and there's some special special protocols that they have because of the barriers that are on the Turnpike and because of the access where the ramps are, and sometimes those interchanges are quite far apart. But we do work with them, and I know that they have protocols. PennDOT is not responsible for the operations of the Turnpike, so I can't answer as in detail as what we do at PennDOT.
Okay, you had mentioned communications. I have to applaud the Turnpike for their program communicating worker safety to motorists. I think that's a program that's very valuable, especially to those workers. And also, in with my Chairman Keller, have to say that for economics in Pennsylvania, the Port of Philadelphia is crucial. And also, don't forget the locks and dams in the Pittsburgh region about moving freight. So important to the economics of Pennsylvania. And thanks for what you do. Thanks for Dan Cessna. He does a good job with us out west.
Thanks.
Thank
I'll
you.
let him know.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.